What's happening? It's your girl, Mickey Boo. We got a special guest in the building, y'all. We got a big time, award-winning legend in the streets and still making noise. We got Ugly Money Niche. What's poppin'?
You make me sound so important.
You are important. You out here allowing people to express their triggers. You have a show called Trigger.
Trigger Alert, yes.
Tell me about that. Are you triggered, first of all?
No.
So where did you get this concept from?
I had got out of a relationship that was a very toxic one. And I was realizing that in this toxic relationship that I was in, we used to argue all the time. And shouts out to the young lady. She was an extremely good debater, right? And so during this time of being with her, I realized that I became good at debating too. And I always realized that I could never get my point across because she wasn't listening. But if people heard my side of it, I feel that they would feel me. And so that's what kind of started Trigger Alert. We were just kicking it at the studio one day. We went live on YouTube, and you know we had some females in the studio, and we just started having an age-old conversation about men and women. And that live went crazy, and then we said, you know what, we're gonna make this a show. And 3 months later, we have definitely been probably one of the quickest growing podcasts in the South. We average about 2-3 million views on social media every week. It's been a wild ride. It's been dope.
And I love how out of this relationship you turned that energy productive. So hand clap to that.
Yeah, shouts out my boy Biz Just Chill, you know what I'm saying? He was definitely a big part of that or whatever. Just, he was always showing up to do it, just to show up to work and get it done. So shouts out to Biz.
Okay, and so we're gonna dig a little bit in your past.
Okay.
You were in the military, right? Okay, how was that experience for you?
The Army changed my life, and the Army saved my life at the same time. When I was a young man, I didn't have a lot of discipline, so I didn't take anything serious. Nothing was important. Nothing was serious, and I really didn't have a lot of follow through and intestinal fortitude. What the military did for me was it forced me to grow the hell up, and the military is going to get out of you what they want to get out of you. It's on you to get out of them what you want to get out of them. And so when I came into the situation, I was like, let me make the best of the situation, but let me come in with a plan. Day one, when I went into the military, I was planning my exit. So I'm like, okay, if I come into this job and I'm not planning on how I leave, then if I don't leave on my accord, I'm gonna have to leave on their accord. No, I want to leave on my accord. So when I came into the military, I had a plan of investing in my career and using the time in the military and that consistent check, that consistent housing, that consistent food. I'm like, okay, well, I can put all my money from the military into my career of entertainment. And so I had a game plan when I came out. And so when it was time for me to ETS out, my sergeants were trying to get me to re-enlist, and I was like, nah, bro, I'm gonna go, try my hand in my career. And we're in a recession. I got out in 2010. We're in the middle of a big recession, and one of my sergeants was like, "You're gonna be dead or in jail in a year." And I took that negative comment, and it kind of fueled me, because I was like, okay, that's what you think. So a year later, I saw that same sergeant. I was on stage in front of about 10,000 people, because I became the biggest radio personality in Augusta at the time, and I was hosting the 4th of July celebration. And in front of 10,000 people, I'm on the mic hosting, and I see him walk past with his daughter, and I kind of look down at him, and I get on the mic, I'm like, Sergeant, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to say his name. And he looks up, and then when he realized it was me, the look on his face was all the retribution, all the oh my gosh, it was amazing. Like, I'm not, basically simply put, like, I'm not dead and I'm not in jail yet. So sometimes I just bet on myself. But the military, it changed my life, because it gives you that mentality to not make excuses and to get the job done. And so when I got deployed to Iraq, as I'm going there, I'm like, God, if you get me out of this, I am going to give it my all for the rest of my life. If I can survive this, I can survive anything. And so that's the kind of mentality that I kind of have today. I think that's why I am so consistent with working, is because I've already seen the worst. No, it's not too many things worse than a person trying to kill you every single day. The kids trying to kill you, the dog trying to kill you, the mama trying to kill you. everybody trying to kill you every day
Right.
for a year and able to survive that in such a hostile country. Everything else past that, this is child's play.
So what I'm getting from this is you had a game plan. You still have a game plan. And it shows leadership skills. Where did you get this ambition to be driven to do your own thing?
You know what's crazy? I never wanted to be the boss man. I never wanted to be the guy in front of the camera. I just wanted to be in the entertainment industry. I always had a love for music and entertainment growing up, but I never wanted to be in front of the camera. But what happens is people don't show up to work. So if the guy that's supposed to be in front of the camera or the guy that's supposed to be on the mic rapping, if he don't show up to work, if he don't show up to the studio, well, there's nobody to rap, so I had to rap. And you know, when the guy didn't show up to, you know, when the radio personality didn't want to play my music, I was like, well, if you ain't play my music, I'm gonna play my music. So I had to go get a radio show on. When my videographer didn't want to give me my music video back, I was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna teach myself how to shoot music videos.
Right.
So a lot of the things that I learned in my career really came off of the fact that other people letting me down.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
And because if I have a goal and I have somewhere to go, I'm gonna go over you, under you, through you, around
But
you.
it's gonna get done.
It's gonna get done. I'd rather go through you and work with you,
Right.
but it doesn't always work like that.
Right.
So if I just have to take a couple of months to learn your job, so that doesn't hinder me of my progression, then so be it. And so a lot of that's where it came from. Just the fact that people let me down so much that I was like, well, I gotta learn it and do it myself. And I've never been scared to just try something new or learn something new and just, you know, get down to it and work for it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And my kids, I used to be scared to have kids when I was younger. I was like, oh, a kid's gonna slow me down. But what's weird about for me was my children are the things that the people that put the battery in my back because it gave me something to work hard for. There is not a day or a week or a month that goes by that I can't make it happen.
Right.
Because I know that there's somebody that's dependent on me. There's a person, there's a life that is dependent on me waking up, getting up out of the bed, putting the key in the ignition and going to work and making some money. And so when you have that kind of responsibility and you have those people trying to, you know, that depend on you, not only does it give you another different type of motivation, but, you know, it makes you go harder because of the fact that you got somebody to work for.
Okay. Niche, do you have any advice for any man out there who has lost their way or do not know how to be a father, how important it is, and just anything motivational to guide them back to being a part of something that's magnificent?
Funny story, my oldest child, Shamira, she's 20 now. I had her when I was in college and I was totally terrified and devastated. And you know, I didn't start out being the world's best father. There wasn't a handbook, there wasn't a guidebook or a rule book.
Right.
And so, you know, the first couple of years of her life was really rocky because I made the transition from going from college to the military so I could take care of the kid. And, you know, I grew into it. You know, it wasn't like a day one thing where I was just, you know, just great. I grew into it. But the thing that was a major change for me is when I came back from Iraq, and I came to see her, and I remember I pulled up, and I hadn't seen this child in probably over a year. I've been deployed for over a year. And I remember I came back, and she was on the playground. And she literally, when I step outside of my car, and she hadn't seen me for a year, and she gets, you know, she stops playing, and she just screams, "Daddy!" and just runs to me as fast as she can. And I realized, I was like, this child loves me unconditionally. Like, you know, maybe the girls in your life might not love you all the time, or, you know, the people at your job or your homeboys might not love you, but a child's love is some of the most pure, unconditional love ever. And it was that day that I realized, I'm like, you know what, kid? You gonna always be all right. I'm gonna make sure of it that, you know what, you gonna be good. And so I really grew into fatherhood. I mean, by the time I had my other kids or whatever, I had kind of got the hang of it. But, you know, it was a slow start for me. But a child's love is really what brought me into being such a hands-on father. And I just tell everybody, man, that there's no love like a child. It's you. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day,
right.
Each of my kids have a different part of me, a different part of my personality, you know, different tendencies that I should, and I see it, you know what I'm saying? I see him like, oh, she got that, oh, he got that.
Right.
And so, yeah, man, you know, if you just allow yourself to be loved, the love is going to come naturally.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so you have a couple artists under your belt, or how many do you have?
So we got China Monet, my first artist I ever signed. Of course, we got Moody, Kansas City. He won the Ugly Money Music Summit about a year and a half ago. D Jizzle, he won it 2 years ago. Yellow Boy is under management, and of course, Big Homie Max, who just won our last Ugly Money Music Summit, is currently under management.
Okay.
So we got a nice team.
That's good. So I'm pretty sure that people want to know when you say and you promote, you know, artists come out and you win this and you win that. Do they really get the money? Do they really get the chain? Like, are they really about to flourish in something that they always dreamed of?
Well, Jizzle just left the studio a second ago, and I don't think he'd still be here a year and a half later if he hadn't got his money.
Nobody trying to beat you up. Right. Nobody got no money on your head, so you might be right.
You know the thing about my dealing with artists is all I can do is be a man of my word. And I think that's why my business has flourished over the years, is because it's one thing I don't break. It does not matter if I make $1 or lose 20,000. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. Certain things you can't Photoshop, you can't carbon copy. You cannot Photoshop taking somebody to Boosie, taking somebody to Moneybag Yo, taking somebody to YSL. Like these, you can see.
You have a lot of accolades. You have trophies for the things that you've accomplished. Or what year did you get your first reward or award?
As well, I haven't been Ugly Money since I changed my name from my rap name in like 2019, 2018, and so everything Ugly Money is kind of relatively new. So as soon as I made the switch from my rapper moniker to Ugly Money, the rewards started coming in because of, I think it was the fact that I actually became a person of service. Me as a rapper, I was more selfish. I was like, me, listen to my song, share my music, like, comment, subscribe. You know, I wanted value from people. And then when I made the transition to Ugly Money Nietzsche, it was more of, what can I do for you?
Right.
My goal and my mission statement with Ugly Money was helping as many people as I possibly could that wanted to help themselves. And so when you come at it from a different angle of trying to be one of service and trying to be one of the, open the doors or whatever, you get out what you put in. I put out great positive energy into the world. It comes back to me, I'm saying? A lot of people give me, my flowers or whatever, And so I learned from one of my wealthy partners. He says, if you want to be a millionaire, you have to solve a problem for people. You have to figure out a problem. And I knew the problem that I could solve was that independent artists didn't know what to do when they left out the studio. It's like, I got this hot song, I believe it's a hit record, I don't know what to do. Or I'm just going to post it on Facebook and tag 100 people every day. That's not the way to do it. And I knew that I had difficulty at that, being a rapper for over 10 years. So I knew that somebody fresh off the block would. So that's when I created Ugly Money, to to help out as many people as I possibly could. Yes, ma'am.
Y'all, we got Ugly Money Nietzsche, where he is making dreams come true. And so, we salute you for that. I pray for prosperity, abundance, and all the teaching you can give.
And I'm proud of you too. I'm proud of you too, because you've been consistent with your show. I remember when we talked about this, months back or whatever, and I was like, hey man, when you get to episode 5, hit me.
And I didn't pass that. I'm probably at 20 now. And I'm like, DJ.
I'm so proud because I think a key to success is consistency. Everybody wants immediate gratification. Like, bro, you gotta go through that process. That's what ugly money means. Ugly money is a process of success. Everything between your first dollar and your first million, that's ugly money. The ups, the downs, the highs, the lows, the wins, the losses, the lessons. That's ugly money. And you have to enjoy the journey. Enjoy the process of the come up. Enjoy. When I first started, nobody was watching and nobody was checking for it.
So can you let the people know where they can find you? They're interested in your podcast. If they want to reach out to you, if they want to get advice, if they want to submit some music, where can they find you at?
Ugly Money Podcast is on YouTube at Ugly Money TV, youtube.com/Ugly Money TV, over 140,000 subscribers. Yeah, so if you want to submit music, you can tap into our live review. You just tap in, just text # submit to 1-844-253-4707. Ugly Money Music Summit, September 15th through the 17th. We're giving away a major label meeting. We're walking somebody into a label of their choice. They get to pick.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's gonna be. I'm really looking forward to that. And just stay on the lookout because we got a lot of things coming. Ugly Money Films is about to kick off. We're about to start doing some independent film. Really excited about that.
I think I'm excited now.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So much is going on. And again, people think that you have to be at a certain place to make things happen, and you don't. You are the platform. We love it. We love you. Again, I appreciate you so much. Ugly Money Niche.
Appreciate y'all.
Yes, this is the life behind his lens. Thank you.